Morning, class 7. We were reading and understanding the poem A Night with a Wolf. In the previous class, we have discussed certain parts of the poem. Do you remember those things? So, who is the author of this poem? Bernard Taylor. Bernard Taylor is the author of the poem. What is the theme of the poem? Adventure and animals. Adventure and animals is the theme of the poem. Do you remember the summary of the poem? In the poem, A Poet with a Wolf, written by Bernard Taylor, the poet tells a story to a child and in return asks affection from him. The poet called the child to sit on his lap and listen to one of the stories. He asked the child to give him a kiss after listening to the story. Okay, the poet's village home was at the edge of the forest, and perhaps for this reason the cries of the wolves were clearly audible to him as a child. In the days of his childhood, his mother would often narrate to him bedtime stories of wolves, describing how the sensitive ears of the wolves would pick up signals or any movements in his territory at midnight, out in the cold when dewdrops fell in the silence of the forest. You may perhaps know animals are gifted with the sense of smell, whether for their food or for their sense of security. The poet remembers how his mother would tell him of wolf sniffing into his dreams and leaving in him a sense of emptiness as she tried to put him to sleep. Those were the days of the poet. Wolf, a wild carnivorous mammal which is the largest member of the dog family, living and hunting in packs. Then you have seen what does the wolf represent. What is the wolf spirit? The wolf spirit animal meaning in Native American mythology conveys strength and courage. Conveying strength and courage. A wolf is a wild animal that looks like a large dog. I hope you might have seen it. Did you read the poem and understand it? So we have discussed the introductory part of the poem. Then we have seen the first lines. Little one, come to my knee. Hark how the rain is pouring over the roof in the pitch dark night, and the wind in the wood a roaring. The narrator is calling the little one come to his knee and listen how the rain is pouring. So where it is pouring? Over the roof in the pitch dark night. Pitch dark night, thickness of darkness, completely dark. Night is full of dark. There is no moonlight there. And the winds in the woods roaring. How the wind flow? It flow wildly. Wind in the woods roaring. This is the picture of the situation. Then the next line, hush my darling and listen. Then pay for the story with kisses. Father was lost in the pitch black night, in just such a storm as this is. What is the word meaning? Hush, H-U-S-S. H-U-S-S, hush means here is silence. Darling, dear or dearest. So, hush my darling and listen. The poet is calling the attention of the child. Then pay for the story with kisses. You have to listen to the story with a kisses. Father was lost in the pitch black night. It is another expression of the night condition there. Picture of the night. Father was lost in the pitch black night in just such a storm as this is. Storm, what do you mean? What is storm? A violent disturbance of the atmosphere with strong winds and usually rain, thunder, lightning and snow. This is storm. What are the different types of storms? Do you know? The different types of storms are hailstorms, ice storms, snowstorms, thunderstorms, windstorms, hurricanes and tornadoes. When you see the picture, you can see raining, the pouring of raindrops and the blowing of wind and the thickness of darkness. You can understand from this picture. So then the poet is telling to the child to pay attention and here the father was lost in the pitch dark night in just such a storm as this is. In such a situation, the father was lost sometimes ago or some years ago. You please listen this story carefully. That is what the poet is asking to the child. High on the lonely mountain where the wild men watched and waited, wolves in the forest and bears in the bush, and I on my path belated. Poet is explaining his previous experience to the child. He was telling that high on the lonely mountain where the wild men watched and waited, and wolves in the forest and bears in the bush, and I on my path belated. Lonely mountain, a solitary mountain where nobody is there. But the poet is telling what were there in that lonely mountain. There were wild men. What they were doing? They were watching and waiting. Then what else were there? Wolves in the forest. There were wolves. Bears in the bush. Bush is a small plant. Bushes. And the narrator is telling, he on my path belated. Belated means delayed, delay, become late. So what's in a thick dark night? The poet was lost in the forest. So it was a high, lonely mountain where there were wild men who were watching and waiting, and wolves were there in that forest. Bears was there in the bush. He was delayed in his path. Then the rain and the night together came down, and the wind came after, bending the props of the pine tree roof and snapping many a raptor. Immediately what happened? The atmosphere is changed. Again became horrible. The rain and the night together came down. Immediately it became night. And the wind came after. Just after rain, during the night, what else come? Wind also came. So, bending the props of the pine tree roof. See the pine trees? The wind has heavily beaten on the pine trees. As the result, what happened? It began to bend and snapping many a raptor. Snapping here meaning is the action of breaking suddenly and completely, typically with a sharp cracking sound. You know, when wind heavily beat on these trees, it will bend and shake, make some type of sounds also. I crept alone in the darkness, stunned and bruised and blinded, crept to a field with thick set boughs and a sheltering rock behind it. Crept is the past tense for creep. Crept means slow and moving slowly. Crept alone in the darkness. I crept alone. Who crept alone? The poet crept alone in the darkness. Stunned means astonished or amazed, wondered. Astonished and bruised. Bruised means crushed and blinded. He became blind. So because it was thick darkness there, and along with that darkness, heavy rain also came, wind also began to blow. As a result, he became stunned or astonished, amazed, and bruised. He be crushed and he blinded. He cannot see properly. Crept to a field with thick set boughs and sheltering rock behind it. So he crept to a field. Field is an evergreen coniferous tree. An evergreen coniferous tree. Thick set boughs with full of branches and greenery. You can see this type of this tree. This tree represents a fir, an evergreen coniferous tree, and a shelter rock behind it. You can see behind of that fir tree there is a rock. It is called a sheltering rock. Poet is saying that that rock is a sheltering rock because it protected the poet during this situation. Next line, there from the blowing and roaring, there from the blowing and roaring, blowing and raining, crouching I saw to hide me, something rusted to green I shone, and a wolf lay down beside me. So while the poet was passing through the high lowly mountain, there was no human beings there, but only there was wild men. They were watching and waiting for their prey, as well as wolves in the forest. Bears were there in the bush. Immediately night with rain came, and the wind also began to flow heavily. It began to shake all the trees in the forest. So in order to escape from this situation, what the poet did, he crept alone in the darkness, stunned, bruised, blinded, crept to a fir with a thick set boughs and a sheltering rock behind it. There from the blowing and raining, crouching I saw to hide me. So in that situation, in order to escape from this situation, what he did, the poet crept to a fir with thick set boughs So the author tried to hide somewhere here in order to escape from that situation from the wild men, wolves, bears, from the heavy rain and thundering. He tried to hide himself somewhere here. Crouching, the author is sitting in a crouching position. This is called crouching position. They adopt a posting where the knees are bent and the upper body is brought forward down to defend oneself. So he is crouching near to the sheltering rock and fear with thick set boughs. See the fear. This is the fir tree, an evergreen coniferous tree which has a lot of branches and shade. So he trying to hide here in order to escape from these enemies as well as this atmosphere. Immediately what happened? Something rustled, two green eyes shone, and a wolf lay down beside me. Rustled, something rustled. Rustle here means make a soft, muffled, crackling sound like that caused by the movement of dry leaves or paper. Another word for rustle is swish or swishing. Something swish, two green eyes shone. He has seen the two green eyes. It was a wolf lay down beside him. So with fear and trembling because of this situation, the poet tried to hide somewhere from the enemies. So with fearfully he was hiding. During that time he has seen something rustled, two green eyes shone. It was a wolf lay down beside him. A wolf came near to him during that time when he was hiding in that near to that big rock under the pear tree. Little one, be not frightened. I and the wolf together, side by side through the long, long night, hide from the awful weather. Now the author is telling, the poet is telling to the child, don't be afraid about it. I and the wolf together, the poet with the wolf, side by side through the long, long night, hide from the awful weather. See, they became friends. Who became friends? The author or the poet and the wolf became friends. And they laid side by side throughout the night and hide from the awful weather. Awful weather, it was a very terrible type of weather. In that awful weather, they together hide there side by side throughout the night. Naturally, you know, this wolf is a carnivorous animal. People fear this type of animal. But the narrator here says that when you hear this thing, don't fear. He and the wolf became friends. How? We can understand that they together, side by side, stayed there throughout the night and hide from the awful weather. Your homework from this page, go through these questions. Question number 1. A. What three things does the storyteller mention to show that danger was close at hand on the night when he was lost? Second, what were the two things that protected him from the rough weather? First question, three things does the storyteller mention to show that danger was close at hand on the night when he was lost? So in the forest or in the mountain when he was lost, three things in the story tells to show that danger was close at hand on that night. What were those three things? You have to write. Second, what were the two things that protected him from the rough weather or that awful weather? You have to find out the answer for this question from the read passage and tell me tomorrow. At the same time, take a screenshot of this page. So here also I have written the summary of the poem. Then the two questions you have to answer for tomorrow, your homework. What three things does the storyteller mention to show that danger was close at hand on the night when he was lost? What were the two things that protected him from the rough weather? This is the word meaning of the discussed poetry part. Please note your homework questions. A. What three things does the storyteller mention to show that the danger was close at hand on the night when he was lost? B. What were the two things that protected him from the rough weather? Okay, listen here. For the first question's answer, you can see here. The three things that the storyteller mentioned here are a wild man, wolf in the forest, and bears in the bush. These were the three things that the storyteller mentioned here. Then for the second question answer, the two things that protected him were, what were the two things that protected him during that stormy night? A fire thick set boughs and a sheltering rock. Otherwise, you can write large branches of tree and a sheltering rock. You have to write and come for tomorrow. Read this page of the poem and understand it. Also the hard verses from here. Certain hard words meaning is given in your text as belated, raptor, bows. Students, this is the word meaning for you to learn. Belated, raptor, bows. Belated adjective meaning here is delayed. D-E-L-A-Y-E-D. Delayed means late. Delayed. Second is raptor. R-A-F-T-E-R. Raptor, noun. High branches of a tree. The meaning is high branches of a tree. Third, boughs. B-O-U-G-H-S. Boughs, noun form. Large branches of a tree. Okay. The middle one is high branches. Last one is large branches of a tree. Large branches of a tree. These three terms you have to by heart for tomorrow class. Question answer. You have to write and send to me in my number. What three things does the storyteller mention to show that danger was close at hand on the night when he was lost? Second, B. What were the two things that protected him from the rough weather? Read the poem, understand it. If you have doubt, you have to ask to me in my WhatsApp, in our WhatsApp group. Okay? Thank you.